So the next step would be training. And the goal of training is to build a model that makes predictions as correctly as possible. So using our linear regression example, the values we can kind of change and manipulate would be M and B. And this training process essentially involves making some random variables for M and B and comparing the model prediction to the accurate value that we get from just plugging in this M and B values. And then we would adjust the values accordingly just to make sure that our model is as accurate as it can be. And this process involves a lot of repeating. So each cycle that we're using is called a training job. And a great example would be to think about studying for a test and you are learning the material and answering some questions and you want to check if your questions or your answers to the questions are correct. And then in this way, you would just kind of check to see if you got the right answer. And this is pretty similar to our next step, which is evaluation. So evaluation is we want to test our model against data that has not been used for training, and that would be called the evaluation set. And this could also be called the test set. And this helps determine how well the model performs on unseen data. It also helps fix the model and improves its accuracy. And is very representative of how the model will perform in the real world. Again, taking the example of sitting for a test and doing a practice test with questions you have not seen before, that would be a great way to kind of see where you are in terms of material that you've learned. And that's a great example to just kind of show you how this cycle is working. So next we have hyperparameter tuning. And this is essentially choosing the best possible parameters to ensure that you are not overfitting or underfitting your data. And we do not want to kind of estimate or underestimate, and we want the most accurate parameter or the best possible parameters we can get. And that this also really helps control the learning process. And finally, we have our prediction stage. So using everything that we've gathered so far and all of the other 6 steps, we have tried to create the most accurate model that we can. So now we kind of use our model to predict certain data points and what would they be classified with, and you kind of input, as you can see here, just inputting the data, and then it would go through the algorithm and then you would predict.